no idea how to play this instrument, so it's a little bit about introduce that to you. I'm the cat in this equation, and this is
I'm Liza. I'm stuck. My microphone's stuck on the chair. Yeah, I'm Liza.
and this yeah. So I thought to start, we could hear has anybody been walking by this window just wishing they could hear the trompe-l'oeil? See, Donna just got that very thought. So now's your chance.
Yeah. And how you can really hear it is using the technology that Liza is pioneering here with her augmented reality, which if you look at most of these paintings, through your phone, if you get the app, which is available with the QRC code that you see here, almost all of these will come to life when you look at it through your phone. And it's really quite amazing, and she's really doing something that is kind of cutting edge. And as far as this instrument goes, if you were to walk by the window,
It theoretically should now be working.
Well,
We've had some reflection issues with the reflection
You will see
glass.
me playing this. If you look through your phone at that instrument, you will see me demonstrating. However, I had planned to plug it in and make noises on it this evening, but I was waylaid by another mechanical problem. But I will show you, I'll give you a little
I'm just going to say, it was another instrument, and he made that one part of it, a screw fell out of it. Sure would have been good if you'd been able to see it. Now, the thing I want you to know is you're not quite sure right now if this is reality or augmented reality. So we'll see.
It's unoriginal. It's so sick by you.
So, this is really as much a concept as it is an instrument, maybe partly because it makes any one instrumentalist sound like two really terrible instrumentalists. And the way that it does that is it takes a guitar, and of course, looks like it's going backwards here, but the guitar has 3 strings on it, a bass string, mid-range string, and a high string. And the idea is that using your 3 fingers, you can fret those 3 strings like this. And it just happens that a trombone slides exactly over the guitar neck. Now, it's a really odd pairing of musical systems, because the distance that you travel on a trombone, going this far is actually in pitch, not very far. Whereas on the guitar, you can go all the way from it's been sitting there for a few weeks. Here's we can go a lot further. Anyway, the idea is to give you the ability to play both of these at the same time. And I am probably I'm just learning. And since there's no one else that knows how to play one of these, it's a very infancy kind of thing. And since I haven't tuned it in 3 weeks, I'm also a musician. So I'll just give you a little demonstration of what can happen, and you can imagine the beautiful music that could come out of this, and I'll kind of pretend. it bone, there's guitar, trombone, and this is now its kind of alter ego instrument, the trom-tom.
The Tron part also worked with the same augmented reality program that I've been using for the rest of the artwork here in the gallery. And that program is Artweave, and as my dad mentioned, there's a QR code to download the app for free on the wall. And it doesn't ask you for any information about yourself when you do that. You just open it, and it just opens to a camera, which is pretty cool. And all of these pieces, for the most part, all of them except for these two back here, incorporate augmented reality, which is a pretty neat technology. And the app I've been using, I really like, because not only does it map the video to the piece of artwork very well, it also is very kind to artists. You get 3 pieces for free, and you can delete them and change them as often as you like. They don't use any of your images for marketing purposes or anything like that. They're very artist friendly, and so I think it's a great app to experiment with. You just sync a movie file to an image, and it's pretty cool. Yeah. They all work. This one is a really fun. These two work together. It actually ended up being one of my favorites. If you look at them both at the same time. So that's what I did. That's what I contributed to all of this. I did these pieces on this wall, and then helped add augmented reality to everything else.
So we can have a show and tell section now. Everybody just stands up, and then just reach up and stretch a little bit. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your, that's a good one too, rub your hands together, get them ready, get your phone, and then you're going to point your phone. I don't know how to do this.
Watch Liza, she's gonna.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll show you.
When you open the Artweave app, I've got it right here on my phone. It just looks like the letter A, and it will work for any piece that includes it, not just these. That's what it is. Yeah. So when I open it, it opens in the camera, and I can see it.
So I need to allow.
Yeah, you can just allow it. It's not going to get any of your information or use any of your things. It just opens in the camera.
Yes.
And like for here, it opens the camera, and when you look at it, there's so this one has a little button jumps out. It's fun to be able to add a different dimension to your artwork, and with all of the interesting things that are happening where people are actually selling their digital images and videos on their own, as a standalone sort of product, you can kind of combine a lot of different aspects of technology and art. It's really fun to do.
So I'm working on a mural right now that I hope will come into fruition at the City Odd for the big transformation of the City Odd into an arts center. And so I'm working on a mural it's going to be a long, skinny mural that's going to follow a creek, and I'll also have to make the creek, and I hope I can find somebody who knows how to do that. But on the wall behind it, it'll be a mural, but the mural will come to life with augmented reality. So I'm hoping to have different things that have happened along the creek in Colorado. So there can be a teepee that opens up and somebody can come out and play a flute. And there will be, of course, Tesla will be there with his tower, and we'll see experiments and lightning happening. And I hope to end the whole thing up, then we'll have a whole bunch of kids and teenagers in a band playing music and dancing. And that's what I hope to do next with this technology.
And where is that going to be?
That's going to be, well, if it ever happens, it'll happen in the City Auditorium. If that whole thing passes, where the City Auditorium will transform into an arts mecca, and it will be the entryway to that. And I sure hope.
I'm happy to do that. There's the behind the where is it now? Now it's the Lightspeed Artist Collective on Colorado, towards the end of Colorado. On the wall there they have a lot of murals. One of the murals there works with a little bit of it if you want to check that kind of thing out. I added a layer to one of the pieces back there for that. And it's really fun. You can use movies, and I hope other people are inspired to play around with it. I've done temporary tattoos with it.
Where is that again?
At the Lightspeed Artist Collective, it's at the end of Colorado Avenue. They teach art classes there. It used to be called Studio 101, but now it's PDAC. And so Diego had a piece that he put on the wall, a wing piece, so kind of you can sort of stand in front of, which is one of the most common ways you might see augmented reality. Up until this point, you see maybe people sharing online, pictures of them standing in front of some wings that do something, that move or are interactive like that, or Pokemon Go, where you can search for things flying out in the air. That's all the same technology, and so.
But I want to say, Liza has taken this a lot further than it has been taken before.
Yeah,
Especially here in Colorado Springs, so we're very excited about it. And it's kind of an example of why doing collaborative work can be so amazing, because I can't do that. I'm too much, I gotta work with a paintbrush and a lot of other stuff, as you can see, but I don't know how to do that kind of reality, so I do know how to like communicate with outer space. I have some talents in that direction, but I don't know how to make my paintings totally communicate with outer space without Liza. So all these works are collaborative, I would say. Bob and I have kind of a long, notorious history of collaborations in Colorado Springs. Some of you may have seen our fountain down the street, the Cold Fountain, and various other projects. So one of the questions we get asked about paintings is like, well, if 2 or 3, in some cases, people paint on a painting, how does that work? So there's various ways that can work. And
I have one of your pieces in my car, actually.
Oh, yeah, we just worked on one.
I was gonna bring it in today.
And we just got finished today, and Liza helped me finish it up. And there was a video taken of me today going, and running in front of a bunch of baby goats. And so we were tonight, we just have to visually imagine this. We were going to have this brand new painting, and then with virtual reality, we're going to get to see me turn into me running in front of a herd of baby goats. But you'll just have to wait.
It's just drying in my car still, so stop by the back of my car and you can pass the window.
We can probably show it to you in the car. That when we, I don't know, some of these pieces, I would say, got done really quickly and in maybe like a week. And then others have been evolving. This thing evolved over like 2 years. This painting kind of has, it's a theme. This was our dog Tamale. And Tamale died, and we watched as Tamale's soul went out of his body. He died under a bush in our backyard, and we were all with them. We had kids on FaceTime to be with Tamale as he left. And so this painting started when Tamale left and kind of kept evolving over the years. So every once in a while, we'll stand together and like both be painting on something at the same time. But more often, like I'll be painting on something and Bob will come by and say, don't you think you should put your paintbrush down now? Or like, yeah, maybe no more black, you know. And sometimes you work really hard on something, you get it just how you like it, and then you go away for a couple of hours, and you can't come back, and there's a large sheep on it, or something you never expected. And it's good for you. You get over yourself. I guess that sheep really made that painting about love and transcendence so much better. It's some back and forth, and then Liza will come in and make the whole thing cool. So,